Hello you beautiful energies, welcome back to the channel. So if you haven't seen us before, my name is Lauren. I am connected to the divine. I also work with the angels and my beautiful guides, of course. I'm mind, body and spirit on this earth plane, in this life, shall we say. And I'm here to help you upon your evolutionary journey, to guide you to your best state of consciousness and bring your 5D down to your 3D reality and teach you and guide you to live your best life here on the earth plane. So I'm mind, body and spirit. I teach all three. I am a dance fitness instructor. I'm also a Reiki. I'm also a master in energy and I'm a healer basically. I'm also a seer and an oracle. So I'll have predictions and premonitions about life, about the collective consciousness, and I've had them from a very young age indeed. I pushed it away for many years. I used to be able to tell you what book was going to be read in assembly that morning, and it scared me as a child, and it's something that I've completely embraced through my mastery and evolutionary journey, which is why I do that for a job now basically, and I gift my light. This is a free channel, however, you know, energy healing of all kinds should be available to everybody. So we don't accept donations or anything, but a like and subscribe goes a long way. And as our other channels have been closed down, that's the only way you will find us. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Now the angel messages today and the message from the divine is very prominent. It's very important you see this today or within the energy of the next 48 hours. It's the 24th of September and they wanted me to direct and get this message to you. So the energy today, as we spoke about the shift the other day, this is happening. Now it's like a shift between the 3D and the 5D. So we've been working, as I said the other day, for many, many years upon this path to raise the consciousness level to people's highest state of being. And it's really, really difficult when we've got a chaotic world around us, and how we work through that, how we address that matter is knowing what we allow into our vibrational frequency, because your energy field matters. And that's like on the other videos I've spoken about, you know, people, places and things. It's about the protection of you in order for you to grow. Now that's interesting, because what happens is we grow in the dark, guys. A seed is planted in the dark. We start our human experience in the womb. It's in the dark, right? And when we plant a seed, it's planted deep into the ground. And then we have to allow that growth to happen before it sprouts and before it turns into a plant, a vegetable, whatever you choose to grow, right? We have to wait for that period. And what's happening now is the world is sprouting. We are sprouting. Our spiritual vessels are sprouting right now. It's very, very exciting. It's also been a very confusing time, guys, because and you are a spiritual being, if you're watching this, you are going through a journey, because I asked the angels and God source, you know, whoever your God is to you is absolutely fine by me. This is a non-judgmental channel. You know, whatever you hold in your heart is right for you, because we have free will, and that is so important, just so you know. So, you know, we have this time where we are sprouting our spiritual selves in a different form. We're sprouting into this new version of us. It's like taking a leap of faith. This leap of faith and this quest you've been upon is allowing you to leap forward. Your connection to spirit is allowing you to transcend into this beautiful new frequency. And that's what's happening. But unfortunately, we can't transcend into the new unless we release the old. So this is why this has all been happening. This chaos in your world has probably come to the surface, and it's really, really difficult. And it's about shedding and releasing that frequency and cutting old karmic ties and releasing people, places and things from your vibration, because now you are being guided forward. You've done the work, you've had this experience, and perhaps it's been quite a lot of shadow work going on, but what's happening now is you are transcending and you are raising that state of consciousness and you're connecting in. Now when this happens, this is very important. We talk about synchronicities and messages from spirit. So what happens, you'll see angel numbers, you'll see all things like that. It's absolutely beautiful, and you start following the path and you start understanding. This is when you gain clarity. But when you go through this shift to your 5D state of consciousness, you'll all of a sudden get all these downloads, and I don't want you to worry. This is your higher self communicating with you. Start with ease And if it gets too much, you just ask your angels and guides to take a step back, and they shall, absolutely, because they're with you. They're your co-workers like they are mine. You know, I love it. I absolutely love it. But I remember when it first started to happen, I was like, oh my goodness, what's going on? You know, I thought, am I poorly? All of this. And not at all. But that's what the 3D tell you, right? So you start believing that because that's what you're programmed to believe. And it's a gift. And what's happening now is you're moving forward with your gift. Now, your gift doesn't have to always be spiritual. Your gift could be whatever your light is, whether that's music or anything. It's like all of a sudden you're going to get this surge and rush of energy. So we're going to ignite this beautiful solar plexus a little bit more. So that's like your powerhouse, right? And this powerhouse is going to sort of propel you forward in your existence in a different way. And why is this happening is because we're going from this lack mentality, program 3D BS, to a 5D state of consciousness, which is the art of allowing, it's trusting, it's that release and surrender type energy, which is very difficult to master because you've been programmed otherwise. But once you master it and you allow, I say master, that's not controlling it, that is actually allowing the process to happen. Abundance flows into you in a different form. You know, things, maybe you've been financially in lack for so long that you're programmed to believe that this is going to continuously happen. And what happens when you go on your evolutionary journey and you upgrade your state of consciousness and you tune in and you meditate? Essential, I'm a meditation teacher also. We sell out pretty quick, to be fair, but it's a beautiful frequency. They're downloaded from the angels. But there are so many on YouTube. I think I've put one on this channel as well. So it's an 888. It should be in videos. Have a look. It allows everything to flow to you. You know, like that Empress type energy we talk about, because tools and everything are essential. You know, there's little lessons and information in every aspect of our existence. And the Empress energy, you allow flow because you let go. And that is the difference. When you let go, you allow the flow. And that is the key and the message today. This day is hugely significant in the shift. So what I would like you to concentrate on today, which is why I have to deliver this message, and I must dash off soon because I've got a client coming, is meditate. 10 minutes, that's all you need. It's that connection into spirit. That connection into spirit today is essential. It's a beautiful thing. Even if you have a lovely bubble bath, and I don't say meditate in the bath if you fall into a deep sleep state or anything, because that's dangerous. But if you do a light meditation, it's some time away. That alone, that inner light, reflection, that solitude allows you to connect into spirit. And then all of a sudden you'll have this huge upgrade. And this will happen over the next few weeks. You know, all of a sudden you'll feel an energy. You'll see a synchronicity. You'll start understanding more. You will start spiritually growing. And you can use that tool in your everyday 3D life, in business and everything. And it works because it brings that abundance, which we all need. Unfortunately, that gives us that freedom of life here in the 3D. And it starts feeding that vibrational frequency where money will start flowing into you because you have this epiphany. This is your intuition. When you're connected into this higher state, your intuition is going to be on fire. When you start following your intuition is your high state of being, but it's connected to your heart. You are following your heart. You are following the stream of power and energy. This is when you have your epiphany moments. This is when people in business have said, oh, well, I just got this light bulb moment. That is your intuition. So spiritually, you are tuning into a new frequency, which takes you into your 5D. And that is the key. What else did the angels want to say? Please. So the 3D is like a programmed ego state. We're in the ego, we're in materialistic sort of energy. Now, in the 5D, money still exists, obviously, we need it for living, but it's not in the lack. It's just in abundance. You realise that abundance flows in. There is no competition in the 5D. There is no competition with another person. The ego, negative ego, does not exist in the 5D state of consciousness. And it's a release, knowing that there's enough sunshine for everybody, knowing that there's enough abundance for everybody. And abundance is free flowing, just like energy. And when we see it as such and understand that concept, that is very different to what we're programmed to think. You know, we're programmed to think in lack. And we release that and understand that it is just a frequency. Everything is energy, frequency and vibration. So we see the world differently. The 3D is the physical, and it makes you disconnect from source and your higher state of power, basically. It stops that connection. That disconnection happens when you're in the 3D. And what happens is it puts you in that fear state, and it limits everything within your existence. It's all about control and struggle. And then you go to the 5D, right? It's freedom of self. It's allowing the flow. It's the reality is completely different. Love flows into your life. It's absolutely stunning because you're serving from a heart frequency. You know you have unlimited potential, which is beautiful. So I'm not saying that things don't come into the 5D, right? I'm not saying that there aren't still obstacles. Of course there are. You're a human being having a experience. So they will still happen, but you won't see them from the same vibration. And that's very important. Things that used to be of such magnitude in your human experience will be insignificant in the comparison of the magnificence of life because you're living a 5D experience. You will learn to hurdle over these obstacles with ease. And that's the difference. We're not saying life is going to be perfect. What we are saying is you learn to jump. And when you jump and transmute darkness into light, that is the key to the 5D reality. So it's beautiful. So you see opportunity in the darkness. You see a lesson. You see an understanding. And all of a sudden you'll be like, well, that was horrific. It might have been horrific, but what did you learn? When you transmute that energy into knowledge, it turns into power. And it feeds and moves you forward to your best reality. And that's what we're here to try and guide you to do. We're trying to get you to release the 3D programming and the BS that you've been taught for the whole of your existence and take you to a different state, a higher state, and the most beautiful life you can possibly have upon the 3D plane. And that is what we're trying to do here. So that's where the shift comes in. We're going through this shift. So meditate and concentrate on your vibrational frequency because your vibration matters. So it's sort of like we talk about time and things and timelines and different timelines. So if you imagine the infinite, if you imagine timelines, you live in all these different timelines, and what happens is you're moving into a higher timeline, as we call it in the spiritual realm, right? A higher timeline. So what's happening is you're taking yourself there, you're mastering your 3D reality and creating this new vibrational frequency, which is one of abundance, one of love, one of absolutely everything you desire in a beautiful form because you're doing it from the right vibrational frequency. And this is why when you watch things like readers and things like that, it's not saying they're not true. It's saying that the person receiving that is on that timeline in particular. And it depends on your vibrational frequency. This is why working on your vibrational frequency is absolutely essential. So for us today, what the angel guides, God's source power, would like you to do is meditate, connect in. Have 10 minutes simply for you to help you evolve and move forward and connect into your higher self. You'll get all this information and you'll be like, wow, Lauren, I just had the biggest epiphany moment. And I'll be like, because you're tuned in. And that's the difference. And that's how you tune in. People tell you, to tune in, but not how to do it. We're very, very different. And this is why we get taken down, because we tell you how to do it. So there you go, my beautiful, beautiful energies. That's from the Angel Spirit Guides and I. So until next time, from the angels and I, bye-bye for now.